Back and when we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. In association with Round for Round Boxing, the new boxing game coming out on PC, Xbox, PlayStation 4 in 2020. For the latest news on Round for Round Boxing, please do check out our Round for Round Boxing playlist on the channel. Where are we going next with this Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua rematch? Eddie's got it under control. This is getting more comical as it goes on. But I tell you something, we're going to get to the root of a lot of things in this. So Andy Ruiz has come up. Well, let's backtrack. I didn't do a video on the announcement of Joshua versus Ruiz because it was as we know, it was a Fightless press conference with the promoter and some guy from Saudi Arabia that was there at the press conference to announce a fight where two fighters weren't even there. Not even one of the fighters were there. It was just Eddie Hearn and his mate. Now we've had Andy Ruiz come out and talk about Evening Prince. Now we've had Andy Ruiz now come out and say Joshua is scared, and he's basically said, look, at the end of the day, yet once again, I'm not going to UK. I've got no protection there, and I certainly ain't going to Saudi Arabia. The fight will be had back in America. Now check this out. News coming soon. I'm not disappointed in Ruiz because I don't know what's being said. I do know from a historical standpoint that when someone's character is one that is slippery and consistently lies and has been exposed for lying over and over and over again, and one that speaks with a forked tongue and says one thing today and another thing tomorrow, and will only do it for money, I think, listen, you don't know the contract. You've not read the contract. So please don't talk about contracts. If you've not read the contract, if you've not seen the contract, please don't comment on the contract. Don't. Oh, and who are you saying that from? Have you got legal advice on that? Have you got legal grounds? Or are you just guessing? Or you just listen to what the promoter tells you? Because if you listen to what the promoter tells you, the fight was meant to be in Cardiff. We're going to have to fight in Cardiff. Well, I didn't know Cardiff was Saudi Arabia. According to the promoter, remember that he has the options on Andy Ruiz. Doesn't look like it at the moment because the fight should be signed, sealed, and delivered. So something must be amiss. You all don't get it. You're not dealing with Joe Bloggs down the road. You're dealing with Al Heyman. Al Heyman has dealt in Motown before he came into boxing. Boxing's a minor. Motown is a major. Okay? It's not just about money. And Sinek Gashi, of all due respect, if you could use your real name, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure. I think we're going to put Gashi tonight. You have to go on mute. I'm sorry. No disrespect. You have to go on mute tonight. Could somebody mute Gashi, please? Ooh. Thank you. So, Prince, can you please mute those people in the room that are talking rubbish? You know, Hamza, let me give you one as well. There you go, brother. You now also have a wrench. Now let's talk. So, the way I look at it, and I'm speaking from a perspective of someone who has a character reference of how Al Heyman operates. Okay? I'm not talking about Al Heyman, what I've read about. I'm talking about Al Heyman, the guy that I have heard of based on people who have directly dealt with Al. Okay? I agree with 100% with you. I've been saying for years, Hearn's a snake. Never trust him or his dad. Well, there you go. This is a difference. You see, when a person operates in a certain manner and gets away with it in their manner, it's okay. But when you try to come to another man's manner and try that same crap, that another man that doesn't need your money, another man that's not intimidated by you, another man that has more on you than you think, and you try that stuff, it's another matter altogether. I think what we're seeing here is the manifestation of the battle between Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn. I think that is what we're seeing here. Andy Ruiz is just the front guy. He's just the front man. But really, it's Al Heyman. Because if you look carefully at what Andy Ruiz says, he's smiling and there's one interview he's smiling and he's looking across. He's getting advice as to what to say. All right, cool. I'll be responsible with it, though. Only block people you say sort of when they get racist. When they get racist. Well, look, expecting that. So when you look at the history of these people's characters, you see, there's a lot to be answered for still. A lot to be answered for. A lot to be answered for. This has a lot to be answered for. I'm telling you that if you think for 1 second that Al Heyman didn't hear Barry Hearn talk about slave contracts and being a slave master and watching Dillian what happened at table, if you think he didn't hear that, if you think he doesn't know about what's going on, think again. Think again. This is something that you all need to take into serious consideration. Al Heyman is baying in the UK, right? And he has people working for him. Understand this. Understand this man. Now, remember we go way back to the 50 million when Joshua said about the 50 million? Remember he said about that? He said, oh, give me 50 million, I'll fight Wilder. They found the 50 million for him to fight Wilder. We knew back then that Joshua had no intention of fighting Wilder, because Bazza said they had no interest in fighting Wilder till 2020. If Joshua could go for his whole career without facing Wilder, that would be a success. So when Joshua was sitting back with that 50 million comment, I don't think he even believed he was going to get challenged on it. But then when they came with the 50 million to call the bluff, and Al Heyman said, yep, let's go for him. Let's get the 50 million. Let's stall. No. And they kept coming up with all this rubbish. You can blame Eddie Hearn and Matchroom for why. And why today Anthony Joshua is no longer the heavyweight champion of the world. Messed up big time. Should have taken the money out against Wilder. They took the Andy Ruiz fight trying to cherry pick. But if you've noticed carefully, they don't seem to pick fights very well. Look at that night. Look at the night of that fight, those fights. Ray Robinson beat Josh Kelly. Katie Taylor was beaten by that part-time police cop. Part-time. Anyone with eyes can see it. And Joshua got knocked out that night. Bad matchups. Bad matchups. They got bad matchmaker. And you have to look at that for a second. You really do have to look at the stuff that's there. Yeah, that's it. Define Delphine person. Yes. So it's all coming apart here. And look, it's not just this. Remember, they've got the Andy Ruiz situation at one end, and at the other end, they're now dealing with Oscar Rivas. And this PD saga. All the chickens are coming home to roost. Oh dear. Oh, don't you think Al Heyman ain't seen all this? You think Al Heyman don't know about all this is going on? You think so? Now, if there's anybody in the world, hear me now and listen to me carefully. If there's anybody in the world that can find a loophole in a contract, it's Mr. Al Heyman. Believe it. Believe it when I say it. If there's anyone who can find a loophole in that contract, it is Al Heyman. And there is no way that Andy Ruiz would sit and have a conversation, would be able to talk about this and say, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia, and speak it with such authority if he didn't know what he was talking about. Believe you me. Don't concern anyone say, oh, we're going to take legal action. Well, go then. Take your legal action. Like you're some threat, like you're threatening some school kid. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They're going to squeeze them by the nuts like there is no tomorrow. If there is any loophole in the contract, not what the fans think, not what you think behind your keyboard watching me talking, if there's any loophole in that contract, believe me, Al Heyman will exploit it, and his team will exploit it. Will exploit it, and I hope he does. You think Baz's comment about slave contract hasn't gone down? you think that you can get away doing what you're doing and not have ramifications for it? Carry on. Carry on. Carry on with the arrogance. Carry on. Carry on. See, the way you do certain things, the way you operate in certain ways, don't know who you're messing with. You really don't know who you're messing with. I keep telling you over and over and over again. Can move slick and slide. Can move all that slickness when you're in the UK. Small place. But you're trying to come to America and do that stuff. No. No. We are not coming to Cardiff. No. But hold on. You handle the promotional thing, right? You handle the promotion gig, right? You handle the promotional gig. So if you handle a promotion gig, why is it that the fighter can turn around and tell you, no, I ain't going there. I ain't fighting there. Not fighting in the UK. And it would be interesting, wouldn't it? If they went to court and Andrew said, I'm not fighting the UK. Why are you not fighting the UK? Well, could you imagine, just for 1 second, if they brought together what's currently going on with Dillian White and Oscar Rivas, and if there's any truth in that situation, I'm not coming to the UK. Because if you notice, Andrew said, I'm not coming to the UK because of that PD situation, because of that stitch-up situation. Whatever he's saying I'm not going because of that. I'm not safe going there. Why are you not safe going there, Andy? Well, because, would you like to know, there was a fight recently with one guy of A and B, and this happened. Let's just take this out now into a legal battle. And let's just say that Andy, they said, all right, can you produce your evidence? And let's just say they were to go and make evidence, they had to make evidence, which includes the Oscar Rivas, Dillian White situation. Let's just take it for one situation. The Oscar Rivas and Oscar Rivas' team and Al Heyman were talking together. Look, I can be a conspiracy theorist here. But there's a lot of money on the table. And I can guarantee you Al will do all he can to protect this fighter. And this is not good. They do not want the connection between Dillian White and Oscar Rivas and this fight of Andrew Ruiz. And Andrew Ruiz saying not coming to the UK. Assumptions? How can it be an assumption? How can it be an assumption? Andrew Ruiz, heavyweight champion of the world. Think for a second. Well, actually, block Zambano low for me, please. Block him, please. Thank you. This is a troll-free zone. Get him out of the room. Somebody block Zambano love, please. Hamza, get him out of the room, please. Thank you. So it is possible. They don't want the two to connect. They do not want this Dillian White situation with Oscar Rivas and this current situation. If Ruiz is saying, I'm not coming to UK, why are you not fighting the UK? Well, guess what? This is what's going on at the moment. This is what's going on at the moment. And this is why we're not coming to the UK. I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I've got every right to defend my title in here, right? And they might say, well, you signed a contract for blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I did sign a contract for that. However, this is what's happened in your country of recent times. I'm not getting in the ring. I don't know if your guy, next time your guy goes in the ring, he's going to be juiced up. At least I know in America, he's going to get checked. At least I know in my town, he's going to get checked. I'll get checked. You'll get checked. We'll be fine. Can't play it that way. For my own safety. You laugh. But if Al Heyman can find a loophole in that contract, he will find that loophole. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Errol says, Heyman did go to Harvard Law School. After all, Eddie Hearn often says Heyman is smarter than him. You got to also remember, the Hearns are accountants by trade, accountants. You look at Heyman, he's been in the entertainment industry. If there's any loopholes, you don't realize how powerful Al Heyman is. You really don't. You really don't. You don't. You don't want it happening. If the two link, it's trouble. Because it will dig up more stuff. So when they say they're going to go take legal action, just remember, as they sue, they can be countersued. Okay? That Dillian White situation has not been resolved yet. Oscar Rivas and his team are making moves to state their case. That's not good. But we've heard nothing about it at the moment. So legal action is taken. Dillian White is very quiet about it. So my thing is, if there's no way Andy Ruiz could talk with such confidence. Absolutely no way he could talk with such confidence. We're not going to the Saudi Arabia news coming soon. What is this news? What are they working on? What have they already worked on? Very interesting. But I just say, just wait and see. But for me, if you're going to talk about legal battles, we have a legal battle going on with Ruiz, with Oscar Rivas' team, and you're going to have a legal battle going on with Ruiz's team. Both teams from America, and you're going to take on two legal battles at once. Good luck. You have some damn good lawyer there, telling you. But that's the way I look at it. That's the way I see it. There's no way Andy Ruiz would go on Instagram and talk without having legal advice first. He can't just open his mouth and talk like that because he hasn't done that before. And I told you before, the whole he would fight Anthony Joshua for 50 million, that was code. I told you, it was code. And what was that code for? That was code for, remember the 50 million? I told you this before. Remember the 50 million that we offered you for, you asked for to fight Wilder, 50 million? Now we're asking you for the 50 million back. Checkmate. That is code. Checkmate. Block Mahmoud Shah, please. So there we go. Hands up, don't shoot free diplomat. Shit, Ingram is live. Hit the bunkers. This is gonna get rough. Hope you're doing all right. Yes, I'm well. Thank you. Hope you're well. So yeah, this is this is something that have to be very careful, very, very careful how they tread now, because it could open up all sorts of different ramifications. And if the governing bodies, what we don't want is the governing bodies allowing Joshua to have fight for a vacant belt against somebody we don't care about. We don't want that. We need those belts to stay together so it can be unification bout against Wilder. We really do need that to happen. All right? We need that to happen. It would be interesting if Wilder versus Ruiz, if that could not still happen. I do wonder if in the background the conversation has been had. I found it quite interesting that on the recent fight with Kalinaki and Ariola, that Wilder and Ruiz were both in the studio together. And I, again, looked at that and thought, through another pair of eyes, just look at these two guys sitting there laughing, joking at one another. Just for a second, look at the two of them. Wilder versus Ruiz for the undisputed heavyweight championship world. There's some really foolish people out there. You want to get an undisputed championship of the world. You relied on the Hearns to make that happen. They failed. Get out of the way and let Wilder and Ruiz fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. And let AJ fight the winner. We don't need to see Ortiz versus Wilder too. We really don't need to see it. And I, for one, could an undisputed trump the rematch clause. Heyman, find a loophole somewhere. I've been saying it. And it's all code. And to see Wilder and to see Ruiz in the same room, you've got to think it from an outsider fan's perspective. Just think this out a little bit more. From a power player perspective, that's a chess move to have Andy Ruiz and Wilder on a heavyweight show. And to show, here are the pieces. Here's the undisputed title right in front of your face. Wilder, Ruiz. Who owns both fighters? Al Heyman. So he's saying, listen, I got the undisputed right here. See my two boys there? That's the undisputed title. I don't need no Joshua. I don't need no Fury. I got it right here. Wilder, WBC, and Ruiz, unified champion. And you just put that out there. You just look at it. That's what I can do. That's a power play right there. That is more powerful. That picture right there is more powerful than Eddie Hearn sitting down in some room with some guy from Saudi Arabia and talking about them having this fight in Saudi Arabia. That is far more powerful. Could see the belts go vacant and Wilder Ruiz for WBC, the WBC. No, I don't see it going vacant. Could get interesting, but it puts the undisputed fights back 10, 15 years in the heavyweight division. We don't want that. And Al Heyman's not dumb enough to let that happen. If Al Heyman believes that the IBF title could go vacant so that Hearn and Matchroom could get a version of that title, right? They will probably make an undisputed title fight faster because of that. If they even got an inkling that the WBC, the WBA, or the IBF, or the WBO were going to strip Ruiz, they'd go for the undisputed title fight. I think. Do you know how much money would be made at undisputed title fight? No, I mean more money made than a fight with Joshua again. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. Smash the like button, by the way. Well, the IBF have been hanging on for a few years with Pulev being mandatory. Yeah, the reason why Pulev didn't want to fight Anthony Joshua at the time is because he wasn't mandatory. It would have been a voluntary. But when you're mandatory, it's different. So, yeah. I keep telling you all, you don't want to listen to me. You all don't listen to me. You all want to listen to this person, that person, this person. I'm telling you. What you're saying is a good thing, but I can't see Hearn letting that happen. Hearn ain't got no damn power, man. Ain't that showing you Hearn ain't got no power? Hearn, what contract? Have you seen that contract? Hearn's just talking. Hearn likes to talk. He like talk all the time. Talk. This is a man that told you. That Carl Frampton could not become a world champion unless they went through matching. Remember, this is the guy that said that. And Carl Frampton said, shut your mouth. And he went off and became world champion. Went and fought Santa Cruz, what, twice? Come on, man. This is the guy that 1 minute said that Scott Quigg was the best fighter in the world. And then, first said Frampton was the best fighter in the world. And then when he got Scott Quigg, said Scott Quigg was the best fighter in the world. Come on, stop it, man. Stop it. This is the guy that looked at you 2 days before Fury was going to fight Wilder and turned around and said, I don't think that fight's still going to happen, you know. I don't think that fight's going to happen. And you people still listen to that clown. You people still listening to him. Carry on. Foolishness, foolishness. And you trust somebody who said all that stuff. All that stuff. You come on my channel and you ask me, where's the source? Is it confirmed? When you ask Hearn, let me see that blasted contract. Let me see that contract, because you can't be trusted. Let me see that contract. Let me see what you're talking in the fights in Saudi Arabia. Wait. Why? I didn't know Saudi Arabia was in Cardiff. I didn't know the Principality Stadium was in Saudi Arabia. Talk to me. Come on. Right. It's not trusting him. It's the fact that they had a rematch clause in that fight. No? Zero? Don't know. Don't know. Everyone's speculating about this contract. But speculation and fact. The fact of the matter is the fight, it's not in Cardiff. So if this guy's promoting the event and he says he's got the rights, then simple. The fight should be happening in Cardiff. Why is the fight not happening in Cardiff? Why is the fight not happening in Cardiff? Why is the fight not happening in Cardiff? Come on, man. Hernators. Come on. With your hate. Come on. Why is the fight not in Cardiff? If he's the boss, man, he's been told by Andy Ruiz, I'm not fighting in the UK. I'm not fighting in the UK. Mate, can you block Mark Demore, please? Block him out. Please block him. See the trolls in the room, please. See troll comments, just block them out of the room. We're not even giving them attention. Just block them. The trolls are out in false tonight because they don't like to listen to truth. Because Eddie wants to keep Ruiz sweet. He needs them belts back. Yeah, they keep saying they need the belts back. Any trolls in the room, please block. Make way for the WBSS. Clean up the heavyweight division on the belts getting dropped. Well, I just think personally, if the killer move for me, I would love to see, I desire to see, is Ruiz Wilder for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Don't allow them clowns at Matchroom to have the belts back. Get the heavyweight championship of the world, make the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, and then let Joshua have his rematch, which allows Joshua time to train and get himself right, ready to fight for the undisputed title. He'll be the #1 contender. Let him fight for the undisputed title. Of course, we know that the trolls are paid for. That's why we block him. Just block him. Don't even give him the attention. As soon as they stop talking crap, block him. Do that. So we've got the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Wilder, Ruiz for the heavyweight championship of the world. One face, one name, one champion. That's it. One face, one name, one champion. I've said it, and I'll keep on saying, one face, one name, one champion. That cuts out all this stuff about, press conferences without fighters at it. What is that about? It's hard to see that happening, though, over the rematch. Why is that? You've got two fighters that work for both with Al Heyman. Pulev has been top-ranked IBF fighter since 2006 and I was behind Parker for months. Before that, he had been top-ranked IBF fighter since he was before Parker beat Ruiz. Hay was making his comeback. Yeah, so what? So what? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's okay being a boxing purist, but it's all about the money. So if you want to talk about the money, then in that case, then why not have Andy Ruiz already signed for the rematch when he signed the original contract. Yeah? Did you read the contract? Did you read the contract? Did you see the contract? If you haven't seen the contract and you haven't read the contract and you're not privy to the contract, please shut it. Shut it. Shut it. Because you're just repeating what the liar who said. The liar. The liar who said, yo, we're going to take an automatic rematch and we're going to fight in Cardiff. The fight's in Cardiff in November. Remember that crap? Remember that garbage? The fight is in November. Remember that? These are the same people that will talk about getting the Wilder fight happening, but Bazza turned around and told us they didn't want to fight till 2020. So is it either you wanted to fight or you didn't want to fight? You clearly didn't want the fight. It's out there. But you people, exactly. Think for yourselves. Have your mind. Think for yourselves. You sheep, think for yourselves. See through the damn lies. The man told you we're going to be fighting at Cardiff. The fight's happening in Cardiff. Why don't you use your brain and think, hold on, this fight's not at Cardiff. Eddie Hearn says he's promoting this event. He's the man. Eddie Hearn's the big man. He's saying he's the big man. Well, all right, let's see what you do, big man. Let's see you pull it off then. Come on. It's not happening, is it? Not happening. And a lot of you Hearnators are hurting now. Your butt hurting because like, oh my God, Hearn's not coming through. Oh no. The venue is not the issue. The venue is not issue. Talk to me about Cardiff. Explain to me, you trolls, about Cardiff. Tell me where Cardiff is. Show me where in Saudi Arabia Cardiff is, please. How do you get from Cardiff to Saudi Arabia? Doesn't Eddie have legality over that date and venue? Well, is that what he told you? Is that what he told you? Hearn has a history of not coming through when big fights are concerned. This is a guy that loses purse bids. This is a man that loses purse bids. All right? All right? A man that doesn't win purse bids. Okay? So do you think Ruiz can demand? Let me tell you something. The fight's not in the UK, is it? Dumbass. The fight's not in the UK, is it? So that tells you something. It's not about Eddie Hearn. It's not Eddie Hearn here. Hearn don't have the kind of power that Al Heyman's got. You don't get it. You don't get it. Hearn took the ultimate BS. He always has done. Absolute BS, right? And you foolish people follow it. Listen, I know I trust. If I trusted a guy that came out of Essex School of Learning and the Havard School of Learning, I know who I'm going to. Right, guys in the room, please, just block the people in the room, please. Block them. What has Al Heyman said for you to be sure about what has Al Heyman said? Right. It's not about what he said. It's about what he does. As Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn are two types of different people. Go back and listen to my interview with Eddie Hearn. This is when Golovkin was fighting Brook. Here's my evidence. I turned around to Eddie and said, Eddie, Al Heyman's coming to the UK soon, and he's going to be coming to get a TV deal. Eddie turned around and said to me, check the interview. Oh, well, how's Al going to do that? You know, how's he going to get a TV deal? Arrogant as ever. How's he going to get a TV deal? ITV. See it before it happens. Do you know what happens? I'll tell you what happens with you trolls. Your head is so far up Eddie Hearn's ass, it's darkness. You're blinded by the bullshit. That's what's going on with you. We don't know what the contract says, do we? With all due respect, John Thor, I don't know you and I don't have to answer to you. If you don't like it, change the channel, as Tyson Fury said. Your opinion, I've got an opinion too, but my opinion is more based on more research than your opinion is based on keyboarding and trolling. Okay, here's the example. I've told you about Al Heyman already. What Al Heyman does do, right? Example of Al Heyman. Blinded by the BS. Of course, I'm blinded by the BS. That's it. Okay, just watch the people that they're saying. Watch what the stuff they're saying in the room. Watch the sort of stuff they're asking in the room. Question I ask you. You're asking me a question. Let me ask a question. Have you seen the contract? There are two sides to this. No, there isn't. There's not two sides. There's three sides. There's this side, there's that side, and the damn truth. But I know that this side, just with the one situation with Joshua. Wait, these are the same people that brought you Anthony Joshua. I don't need Tyson Fury. You know, America's got to come to the UK. America's got to come to the UK. You know, we don't need America. We don't need America. America come to us. A few moments later, I just want to make an announcement that I'm coming to America to fight Jura Miller, Madison Square Garden. Wait, you just said you didn't need to. You just didn't need to. Why am I being blocked? This Josh is tiresome. I'm going to block you myself because you're tiresome. Gone. Bye-bye. One. Who else do we look at here? Gone. Two. Excuse me a second. Three. Out. Good. And become a lawyer, Ingram? Nah, not really. I just try and do as much truth as possible. All I'm saying to you is this. Saudi Arabia is the second worst country for an American to visit. Heyman's lawyers will soon get him out of that if it goes to court. This is what I'm saying, but you're not listening to me. If it goes to court and Andy Ruiz says, I'm not fighting in the UK because of the current climate, i.e. Dillian White and Oscar Rivas, and they are currently going to take Matchroom to court for unfair practices or negligence. If they do that and they decide to take the British Boxing Board of Control with them on that journey, and they also have to take on a battle with Andy Ruiz and a court battle, do they really want that heat? They're going to be like they're in a matchup in the middle, and they're going to be just like two things just crossing in. Like that. See that? Like that. Think about the Dillian White stuff, the WBC. And think about this stuff here. Think about it. Yeah, never thought about that. Great question about the court. That's what I'm asking you. Let's be honest, the contract was not drawn up giving Andy Ruiz a chance in the first fight. Remember, they were so confident of beating Andy Ruiz. If they're as arrogant and they're as ignorant and they're so self-entitled, then I can assure you there would have been a loophole in that contract. Yes, any disagreements get blocked. No, we're not disagreeing. I'm just blocking you. It's going to be fun tonight. I'm just blocking. I'm playing Lego tonight. Block, 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 block. Just remember, I don't owe you anything. All right? You have a choice to come to the channel. If you don't like it, you don't like what I've got to say, change the channel, hit the dislike button, get out. Simple as. I'd rather have 10 people in this room that I can have a decent conversation with than 50 people in a room that couldn't care less for me anyway. So there we go. Move on. So the bottom line is, when I look at this situation, How is Andy Ruiz able to speak with such authority? How is Andy Ruiz able to say, I'm not fighting in the UK and the fight's in Saudi Arabia? How is Andy Ruiz to say, I'm not fighting in Saudi Arabia, I'm fighting in the USA? What is it that gave Hearn the empowerment to do a press conference, a fighterless press conference? Because you do know that before there is a press conference and any fighter attends a press conference, there is in the contract for them to attend the press conference. That's why Andrew Ruiz weren't at the press conference, because he has to sign a contract. It's in my contract to attend the press conference. So he wasn't at the press conference. So you have to sign a contract to say, I'm going to attend that conference. But he wasn't there. So that's why you had Hearn and this bloke. Why couldn't you have made that announcement at the press conference with Ruiz and Joshua at the press conference? You keep talking about contracts. Get him out. Get him out. Not very bright. No, you're not very bright either. That's why you're out the room now. Probably the pressure as well to get that contract out because against Ruiz due to the timescale. I tell you this much. What's going to happen now is that you're going to see a lot more deeper into the operations of Matchroom. I'm telling you, because now they're going to have to come out. They're going to have to stand by what they said. The Jerome Miller scandal. Now we go back to Jerome Miller. We don't know about Jerome Miller. We know that he got done, much like Dillian Whyte's been done now. But we have to see if Jerome Miller is innocent. Oh boy. I'm telling you. I'm saying it before. Salute my sister Beverly Boxing. If the left hand knows what the right hand is doing, Hearn is threatening Ruiz and what's this boy's name again? Oscar Rivas' team is threatening Hearn. If Oscar Rivas' team and Ruiz's team come together and they say the UK is not a safe place, and Ruiz says, I'm not fighting the UK because of the Oscar Rivas situation, then we'll see. No, I'm not saying, I'm just saying this point that I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of people coming at me because a person said something to stitch me up. I know what it's like to be stitched up. But I also know how to come back from being stitched up and come back even better still and be still a pain in the ass. Mate, Simon Brown, you need to go back to school. Look at, have you seen the amount of trolls that are coming in tonight? See the amount of trolls coming in tonight? It makes you wonder when the trolls are coming out to play tonight, must be saying something they're not liking. What is it, trolls? Do you think there's a possibility with the Hearn Matchrooms are trying to bury Dillian Whyte's BC before B sample? They were afraid it might have got to Heyman at PBC soon. I don't know. Al Heyman's a law degree from Harvard. He's already taken that contract apart and finding loopholes, which is why Ruiz can so confidently say no to fighting the UK and now Saudi Arabia. There's an interesting interview. Oh, yes, I know. There was a contentious interview between Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn. How about this? VADA testing Eddie Hearn says is the best. Don't know. But I'm telling you now, Matchroom, better hope and pray that the left hand and the right hand don't come together. The amount of trolls plaguing this stream simultaneously is like a concerted effort. Some of them are paid for. Can't be a coincidence. They can't do shit. Trust me. They can't do anything. They've been blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked and blocked. So the trolls have come out to play. But it's all right. I hope they're getting paid well. I hope they're getting paid well. I reckon Dillian Whyte is innocent. I reckon the Ruiz rematch is going to go ahead. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He might go ahead. And I hope he does. But also, I would rather see Ruiz versus Wilder. And I pray Dillian Whyte is innocent as well. But do you know what I'd really like? I'd like for Dillian Whyte to join PBC. Al Haymon versus Saudi Arabia on behalf of Matchroom. Interesting court battle. Listen. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, if you think Al Haymon's sitting back and taking it all, he said, all right. Al Haymon, I see, you know how I see Al Haymon? That's how I visualize Al Haymon's like, you ever see the first Batman movie, Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman, where he's sitting down in the Batcave and he pauses the video and there's a picture of the Joker on the screen? That is Al Haymon sitting there watching this Joker, just watching, quite literally watching this Joker. And he's studying this Joker, going, all right, okay, all right, all right. Hey, check this out. This is how dumb this thing is, yeah? Andy Ruiz must have something on Eddie Hearn. Check this. Andy Ruiz, all that time back then, said this. Oh, I went to Eddie Hearn and I begged Eddie for the opportunity. I begged Eddie for the opportunity. I begged Eddie for the opportunity, and Eddie accepted. Why did Eddie accept? Why did he accept? Eddie accepted Andy Ruiz. Why did he accept it? I could see it was a dangerous fight. You know, you guys are not putting the blame where the blame is. You're blaming Eddie because Joshua is no longer champion. But you don't see that. You're not gonna put that on Eddie because Eddie is white as snow, quite literally. You're not gonna say that on Christ Eddie. You're not gonna do that, are you? You're not gonna put the blame where the blame is liars. I love Andy Ruiz. It's Rackman versus Lewis all over again. Ruiz won't be allowed to fight nobody until the first contract is voided or his condition met. You've got to forget. You forget. It's Al Haymon involved here. Very different situation. Because they did it because he looked like a fat slob, but they didn't know Andy that well and his impressive 110-5 amateur record. Yeah, they didn't know, which tells you a lot about Matchroom. Hang on, do you see AJ's pad work? He's stiff and slow. Who's telling him to drop these training videos? If anything, he's letting the world now know his team don't know what the F they're doing. I've said that already. Eddie Faska is the Arthur Daly of boxing, a great salesman. Yeah. He said to his face, he said it to my face. I'm a bullshitter with a smile. Go back and look at the interview. Go back and look at the interview. Let Eddie expose himself within 30 seconds. Why didn't he go on? Why didn't he say that to all the other guys? Why didn't he say to all the other people that interviewing him on a regular basis that he's a bullshitter with a smile? Eddie Hearn told me he's a bullshitter with a smile. He looked me in the face and said, within the first 30 seconds, I'm a bullshitter with a smile. You got to speak truth to power. That's what it is. He probably regrets saying that now. One second. Look, there you go. Go and look at the interview. I'm a bullshitter with a smile. Go look it up. Go and check it out. I think it's on this channel. Go check it out. Eddie Hearn, bullshit with a smile. Check it out. But honestly, I still think Joshua wins the rematch. He won't engage and Ruiz lacks the move to tie him down. If Joshua does the same game plan, no, mate, no, sorry. Not happening. No. He can't fight the same way. Joseph Parker's not a swarmer. Joseph Parker is a swarmer. Ruiz is a swarmer. AJ hasn't got over his issues he had in the... Go look at the guy who beat him in the amateurs. His style is Nista. His style is not too dissimilar to Ruiz. He's not improved since the amateurs. So I don't believe that. What's going to change from the first fight? Parker wasn't able to fight with the ref. There you go. Fight's back in America. Sorry, mate. I don't agree that for 1 second. So you're telling me you can make such dramatic changes within 4 months? No, mate. Believe. No. He was getting beaten to the jab by Ruiz. He was getting hit to the body by Ruiz. Nothing. No chance. Sorry. You're dreaming. You want Joshua to win the rematch. But Joshua's not Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was out of shape when he got beat by Hassim Rahman. I loved your Stacey McKinley interview. Well done, Ingram. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Stacey's back on Thursday. And we'll be talking to Trevor Bride, the challenger for the regular and the legitimate WBA title. Ruiz is slow. Won't make it past the jab. What? Oh, Jonathan, please, mate, just please stop it. Stop it. Just stop. Please stop. Just stop, Jonathan. Please don't just don't, please. Right, so yeah. We were talking about the contract and Andy Ruiz, nothing else. So there, you've got guys that are experienced trainers. Stacey McKinley trained 8 World 30 champions and all. Right? And you're going to come on here and tell me how Ruiz is going to win the fight. When guys more experienced than yourself who are in the gym every day are telling you what's going on. Like, come on, man, behave yourself. Take that stuff and put it to another channel, man. Go back and look at my preview, not on this channel, but on BWTM Online. Go and look at my breakdown to Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. Go and look at my breakdown, and you tell me if it isn't blow for blow what happened. Right, I'm done with this. All I'm saying to you is Andy Ruiz is in a position of power. He's in a position of power that a lot of you I'm not giving him credit for. Why is he able to get on Instagram and speak out the way he has? That's the question. Clash of the Dunes. Terrible, terrible title. But we'll see. Time will tell. And as always, time will tell. It might not be what you want to hear. It might not be the regurgitated garbage. But I just try and speak the truth. Or at least speak with another way of seeing things. I'm out of here. I'll see you soon. Take care.